Hi, this is the second part of the book, Atomic Focus Book. Establishing Focus Rituals. A core practice Zahariades advocates for is the development of focus rituals. These are short, repeatable actions designed to transition the mind into a focused state. Just like athletes stretch or musicians tune their instruments before performing, knowledge workers must tune their minds before diving into deep work. Rituals create mental cues that tell the brain, now it's time to focus. These rituals can be highly personal, but Zahariades recommends a few key components. A physical space free of clutter and distraction. A clear goal for what will be accomplished during the session. A brief routine, such as making tea, turning on a specific lamp, using noise-canceling headphones, or starting a playlist of instrumental music. A defined duration for the focus session, typically between 25 and 90 minutes depending on the task and one's mental stamina. The power of a ritual lies in consistency. Over time, repeating the same actions before starting work conditions the brain to slip into focus more readily. This is a form of cognitive priming and helps overcome initial resistance or procrastination. Zahariades emphasizes that rituals are not merely about superstition or routine, they reduce mental friction. Instead of debating whether or how to start work, a ritual automates the transition. This saves energy and builds a psychological association between certain behaviors and high-level cognitive performance. The role of environment in focus. Another major focus of atomic focus is environmental engineering, altering your physical and digital surroundings to support attention rather than undermine it. Zahariades asserts that many people lose the battle for focus not because of a lack of discipline, but because their environments are set up to trigger distraction. He proposes several changes to create a distraction-proof workspace. Eliminate visual clutter. Messy desks or disorganized digital desktops create cognitive noise that pulls attention away. Use physical signals. Wearing noise-canceling headphones or putting up a Do Not Disturb sign can reduce interruptions from others. Control sensory inputs. Lighting, sound, temperature, and posture all influence cognitive endurance. For example, cool lighting and upright posture improve alertness. Use friction strategically. Zahariades suggests creating barriers to bad habits. For instance, logging out of social media accounts, keeping your phone in another room, or using website blockers during work sessions makes distractions harder to access. He also introduces the idea of distraction triggers, subtle environmental cues, like open tabs, notification pings, or even seeing your phone, that prompt a habitual shift in attention. The goal is to identify and eliminate as many of these triggers as possible, creating an environment that cues focus rather than consumption. Digital minimalism and focus hygiene. Building on his environmental principles, Zahariades recommends embracing digital minimalism, a philosophy popularized by Cal Newport that encourages conscious, intentional technology use. He identifies smartphones, email, and social media as the three biggest attention disruptors for most people. His suggestions include: audit your digital life. Take stock of every app, platform, and digital habit. Which ones serve you? Which ones drain you? Eliminate non-essential tools. Many people install apps just in case, but never use them meaningfully. Remove what isn't necessary. Turn off notifications. This is non-negotiable. Each ping breaks your concentration and trains your brain to stay alert for interruption. Use technology intentionally. Instead of passively reacting to content, e.g., mindlessly scrolling, engage only with a clear purpose. Check email only at set times. Consume social media deliberately. Zahariades points out that this isn't about rejecting technology, but about asserting control over it. Without digital boundaries, we fall into reactive loops, checking, refreshing, swiping, and browsing in search of stimulation. With boundaries, we create digital lives that support our goals. Time blocking, the architecture of attention. One of the book's most actionable techniques is time blocking, the practice of assigning specific time slots in your day to defined tasks. Zahariades explains that without a structured calendar, we default to doing whatever feels urgent or easy. This reactive mode ensures shallow work gets done, but deep work is continually postponed. Time blocking flips this script. By planning your day in advance, hour by hour, you become intentional about how your attention is spent. Zahariades describes a simple process for implementing time blocking. At the start of each day, or preferably the night before, review your tasks and goals. Identify your top 2 to 3 high-impact tasks, the ones that contribute meaningfully to long-term progress. Assign fixed blocks of time to those tasks. Treat these blocks like immovable meetings. Add buffer periods for breaks, email checking, and admin tasks. At the end of the day, review how well you stuck to the plan and adjust accordingly. He recommends using a paper planner or minimalist digital tool, avoiding apps that might themselves become distractions. The goal isn't rigid perfection, but consistent intentionality. Zahariades also addresses common objections. What about unexpected events? What about people who don't control their schedule? His response, even partial control is worth exercising. Even blocking just 2 hours a day for deep work can yield transformative results. Time blocking creates accountability to your intentions and prevents the day from being hijacked by lower priority noise. Managing energy, not just time. Zahariades makes an important distinction between time management and energy management. It's not enough to schedule tasks. You must also align them with your natural energy rhythms. Most people experience peak cognitive energy in the late morning, 10 a.m. to noon, a dip in the early afternoon, and a second wind in the early evening. He encourages readers to track their energy patterns for a week and identify their biological prime time. This is the period of highest mental clarity, alertness, and stamina. Deep, demanding tasks should be scheduled during this window. Low-effort, repetitive tasks, like answering email or organizing files, can be scheduled during natural dips. To manage energy proactively, Zahariades recommends prioritizing sleep. Even slight sleep deprivation impairs focus. Eating for sustained energy. Avoid sugar spikes and heavy meals that induce sluggishness. Using movement strategically. Short walks, stretching, or even 5 minutes of light activity can restore mental alertness. Building in rest periods. Deliberate breaks prevent burnout and restore mental stamina. Zahariades prefers the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, as a starting point, but advises experimenting to find one's optimal cycle. He emphasizes that protecting energy is not indulgent, it's essential. Attention is an energy-hungry resource, and overextending it leads to burnout, mistakes, and poor judgment. The Distraction Recovery Protocol. Even with the best systems in place, distractions happen. Zahariades provides a framework for recovering quickly when attention lapses, what he calls the Distraction Recovery Protocol. Instead of reacting with frustration or guilt, he encourages a calm, procedural response. Pause. Acknowledge the distraction without judgment. Label it. Identify the nature of the distraction. Internal, e.g., boredom, worry, hunger, or external, e.g., noise, email, someone speaking. Note the trigger. Was there a cue that led to the lapse, e.g., phone vibration, mental fatigue? Reorient. Return to the task at hand. Take a deep breath. Repeat your focus ritual if needed. And continue. Adjust if needed. If distraction was caused by low energy or unclear goals, fix the root problem. This recovery loop reinforces mindfulness and breaks the guilt-shame cycle that often accompanies lost focus. Zahariades emphasizes that lapses are part of the process. What matters most is how quickly and consistently you return to the task. Thank you for listening. Please stay tuned for next upcoming part of this book.